everyone. Welcome to our Saturday afternoon edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. It's East versus West here in Milwaukee. The Bucks hope to put on a show for this home crowd. And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, for a long time, the city of Milwaukee has been an NBA backwater. But with new ownership, a respected head coach, and a lot of young talent, it's a new day here. Coach Jason Kidd said, "We don't want to be a layover city. We want coming here to be like going through the Texas Triangle, where if you have a dogfight in Chicago one night, you know you're in for a dogfight here the next night."
All right, thanks, DA. And the Thunder from 2011 to 2014 made the Western Conference Finals twice, as well as the NBA Finals, while still one of the youngest teams in the league. They had, Greg, all the makings of a dynasty.
You felt like they were destined to win a championship and maybe multiple ones. Now you're not so sure. It's a tough business, and being very good often isn't good enough.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Westbrook and Oladipo, the athletic backcourt duo. Ilyasova out there with Roberson. And it's Adams in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Dellavedova from outside. Here's Parker. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Yeah, really love the second effort on the glass from Parker. This guy never gives up on the offensive glass.
To the middle. Ilyasova can't hit.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Here's Antetokounmpo. And the three off target. On defense, the Bucks lets it go with a three. Another miss by Ilyasova. We're about 1 minute into the first. And the jam by Antetokounmpo.
And forget about finesse. This big fella's all about the power.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. And Giannis has been deployed at so many different positions in his short career. One reason why he's been able to pull it off is because of his incredible wingspan, measured at 7'3".
Yeah, it's amazing when you watch this guy play. Giannis is so long, and he's just a whirling dervish of arms and legs and skill. That's why they call him the Greek freak. I mean, we've not seen anybody with this skill set at this size. The space he covers on offense and defense is really mind-boggling.
Here's Middleton. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. Middleton's got 5 now. And a closer look here at the hustle stance for the Bucks.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnover.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Cantor comes in for Ilyasova. And it's Singler in for Roberson. For three, Middleton. Thunder with the rebound. In the corner, it's Westbrook. And he's good on the three ball. Westbrook's got his first 3 points of the game.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
Henson with the screen. And Middleton kicks to Henson. He took good advantage of that screen.
Well, the pick didn't exactly neutralize the defender, but good concentration on the finish to still get the basket.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Stolen by Dellavedova. And Parker with a clear path to the hoop. And the dunk by Parker.
Man, no substitute for aggressiveness, and Parker displaying it right there. Seeing the space to attack the hoop, and then not hesitating at all.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. And he elevates, and then the slam. Cantor did not like that.
And when the Greek freak takes flight, I mean, he's looking to tear that rim apart. So ferocious in his throwdown.
Dellavedova from outside gets the three-pointer to fall. Dellavedova's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Westbrook. That shot, no good. Like maybe it prepared him for life in the NBA.
Yeah, I'd say it might have toughened him up a little bit, that's for sure. Wow, 18? That is mind-boggling.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And for the Bucks here, they've been putting a show on, guys.
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
You've got Monroe. Antetokounmpo is out there with Maker. Then it's Carter Williams. And it's Dellavedova in at the 2. So that's who Milwaukee starts the second with. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we know that the Thunder hired Billy Donovan as its new head coach. In his 2 decades at the University of Florida, he led them to 2 national titles with players like Al Horford and Joakim Noah. Defensive-minded coach, he's developed into a great offensive mind. Fellas, that's what he's trying to bring to OKC. Moving the floor, as he calls it. Creating space for their great scorers to operate.
Ball movement, player movement. That's where the league is going, D.A. Thanks. And one big reason why Michael Carter-Williams has gone from being a franchise building block to a player that can either start or come off the bench has been his decision-making as a point guard. Way too turnover-prone for a guy who runs the offense.
Yeah, it hasn't improved in that area as much as you would like to see, guys. I mean, he's still yet to have a season with an assist-to-turnover ratio above 2. Now, the best guards in the league are 3.5 plus in terms of assist-to-turnover ratio. So he's well below that. So maybe not your prototypical starting point guard, but still a valuable player in your rotation.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. John Henson's checked in for Monroe. Jabari Parker comes in for Maker. And Middleton subbed in for Carter Williams.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
This is crazy. Every shot they're taking right now is finding the mark.
Literally every shot, partner. I mean, they just aren't missing.
And so the ball's out of bounds. Middleton touched it last. Nick Collison's checked in for Ilyasova. There's a screen by Kanter. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. 6 points for Kyle Singler.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Well, it was a slow start, but they've gone from simmer to medium heat, and they're bordering on hot to close this gap.
Parker's shot is off.
And even though he missed that, you have to take those shots when you get the opportunity.
Exactly. They don't come much better or easier than that.
Bucks leading by 21. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
How about the court vision of Middleton? Just so good at finding the open man.
The Thunder have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Dishes to Robertson. Pass to Kanter. Back to Robertson. That's tipped. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. And stolen by Singler. Payne dishes to Kanter. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Steven Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Victor Oladipo comes in for Singler. 3-pointer, Dellavedova. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Now Payne, still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Here's Robertson. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. The Bucks on top, ending the second quarter with a 13-4 run. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Chris Middleton. Chris, it seemed like you all were dictating tempo in the first half. How did you do that?
Okay, we're getting the stops, grabbing the rebound now, just trying to push it, try to get the best shot available.
Problem solved in transition. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
Well, Antetokounmpo in this one, 12 points, and he was able to come up with 1 steal, too.
You know what? He's been a difference maker defensively today, Clark. He's disrupted more plays than the stat sheet will show.
Bucks leading by 23. So for Oklahoma City right now, Westbrook and Oladipo, the athletic backcourt duo. Steven Adams is out there with Ilyasova. And it's Roberson in at the 3.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Milwaukee took Giannis Antetokounmpo a couple of years ago in the draft. When you talk to Bucks head coach Jason Kidd, he sees a lot of superstar potential in his young big man. Kidd said, you're talking about a 7-footer who can put it on the floor, can pass the ball. He's going to play every position for us. And the coach loves his young players' disposition, too, adding, he never complains. He just goes out there and plays. Guys,
You can't help but love them. Thank you, David. And the Bucks are a team that really doesn't rely on the three-pointer. They're looking to get to the rim and attack it whenever they get a chance.
And that flies in the face of conventional wisdom in this day and age. The Bucks actually were dead last in attempted threes last season by a wide margin. Several teams in the league took twice as many threes as the Bucks did. And part of it is because the Bucks aren't that great at making threes. Not terrible, but their personnel doesn't lend itself to a lot of three-point shots.
Oklahoma City shooting for the game at 42%. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Victor Oladipo.
Antetokounmpo has the complete and total trust of his teammates. A real Swiss Army knife, a versatile guy. Does everything and anything that needs to be done with the basketball in his hand.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Greg Monroe. He's checked in for Henson. Here's a Teletovic comes in for Parker. And Michael Carter-Williams subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
There are just a lot of ways in which Antetokounmpo scores the ball. I mean, he's a terrific penetrator, plays downhill. He's a consistent and reliable shooter. And he's a guy that doesn't settle for bad shots. He's very locked into taking good shots.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Each trip down becoming more important.
And you need to string some successful offensive possessions together and play tough D. I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
A baseline J. Count that one. Antetokounmpo's got 26.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end. A great assist. Nice work from Russell Westbrook.
For 3, Middleton drops in the tray. Middleton's got 8 points.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
The Bucks have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight. The first one falls.
At the line, New York Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo. 2 shots.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
Poked loose. There's the pass to Morrow. Here's Cantor, and he drops it in from the low post.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. But in the game of basketball, especially from his standpoint.
Yeah, and anytime you get severely out-hustled, you're going to hear about it from your coach. And you should if he's worth anything.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Filling out the wings, it's Middleton and Antetokounmpo. Parker and Henson, the duo inside. And it's Dellavedova in at the one. That's the group for Milwaukee right now.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point range.
The defense is just not closing out quick enough.
Milwaukee with the ball. They double him with Payne. Antetokounmpo can't get it to go. Morrow, the pass to Payne. The dish to Collison. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. He kicks it to Payne. Pass to Price. Clock at 6. Stolen by Middleton. One-on-one fast break. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova. Middleton's got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for the Bucks. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Milwaukee.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively. They've been turning those turnovers into points.
Kicks it to Antetokounmpo. From the high post. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in.
And Antetokounmpo demonstrating his in-between game, that mid-range game. Looks very self-assured when he gets the ball in that area of the court.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Bucks.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category. A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
You know, the Bucks only have one title in their history as a franchise, but what a title it was, led by my favorite player of all time. He was the 71 MVP in that championship year for the Bucks, and then he'd go on to win another MVP the following season. And ironically, those are the only 2 MVP trophies that a Buck has ever received.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Henson's checked in for Miles Plumlee. Parker comes in for Maker. Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Mirza Teletovic. And Middleton subbed in for Brogdon. Back to Payne. And he banks in the layup. And you have to mention that 1971 title run by the Bucks. They were a force nobody could stop. Swept the finals in 4 games straight over the Baltimore Bullets.
Yeah, had 66 wins in that season as well, guys, and that was early in my formative years as a basketballer. Actually, when I first started locking into the NBA.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Tyler Ennis. From deep. And it's Dellavedova missing. Now here's Payne outside Collison. That's tipped. Back to Payne. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. And it's good. Pump through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And they feel good about this win tonight, guys, defending their home court.
I agree. Job well done. They gave these fans exactly what they wanted.
To the middle. Stolen by Middleton. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrated. And the basket is good. Antetokounmpo's got 32 points in the game. Knocked loose. And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. Here's Payne. Stolen by Dellavedova. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go. And once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow